We're going to be talking about our target audience, and the first question obviously is, who is our target audience and why?
So our target audience, we're going to make a chick flick, teen movie, rom-com. So in terms of gender, we're mainly going to be pushing our target audience towards women. In addition to that, it's not going to be towards a more mature audience. It'll be in the ranges of 13 to mid-20s, I would say. Something along the lines of what Mean Girls or Clueless would be attempting to target.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's going to be mostly girls, and obviously you can't just bracket all girls. Some boys obviously do enjoy chick flicks, but that wouldn't be the majority of our target audience, like Clueless and Mean Girls. As Tyler said, it would be the majority of girls. And how are we going to attract the target audience? Well, we're going to use the codes and conventions of a usual chick flick. So we're going to use, as our analysing the trailers, sort of the pink text, hopefully. The music's going to target the audience, going to be sort of young, upbeat music, so that's going to obviously target the audience.
Yeah, and in addition to that, obviously, a lot of the time chick flicks, although it's not very nice to say, they use attractive people, especially in the male roles, to bring in that female audience, because it's not a very nice thing to say, but that is something that stereotypically women enjoy to see.
I also think that the setting of the film is going to be important, because we're targeting that younger bracket. We do want to put it in an environment where they would be found in usual life, so either in parks, schools, parties, like those sort of settings where you would find a usual 14, 15-year-old teenage girl.
And in addition to that, I think when you look at chick flicks through time, they're very high on fashion, like they're very fashion forward, so we'll make sure that that's something that we really get right.
And we're going to focus on the cinematography of that as well, because from the Mean Girls and Clueless trailer, the camera does tend to pan and stuff on the outfits, which focuses the audience's eye on what they're wearing, which is obviously really important with regards to chick flicks. Why does your target audience differ from other chick flicks?
Right, well, in our chick flick, our main character is going to be a lesbian. That's something which is very unconventional for a chick flick. I think what we're really going to try and do is make everything else extremely conventional and have this one thing that's unconventional, because that will show that lesbians aren't different from society in that sense. They're still normal like everyone else. So obviously, though, instantly that will have an effect on our target audience. It's going to probably niche it down a bit. So in our marketing, we're going to have to make sure we really reach a broader target audience.
Yeah, and I think you need to take into consideration that we would be an independent if this was to ever sort of breach out. So it would be a bit more sort of indie-ish. It wouldn't be a Hollywood, because we're discussing in our evaluation that Hollywood films would never have this idea, because simply it wouldn't attract a big enough audience for it to sell.
They're not risky enough.
Unfortunately, which is obviously really wrong, but we want to take a risk with this. And you know, we need to think about the fact that Mean Girls wouldn't target an audience that we would target. So gays and lesbians wouldn't be able to relate to the storyline of Mean Girls, because it doesn't have any of those characters in it. I mean, she's got a gay friend in the film, but the storyline doesn't revolve around a girl meets girl or a boy meets boy.
Often in chick flicks and teen movies, a homosexual character is used almost as a comedy character. They're not a serious role. Yeah,
so I think that we are attracting obviously a niche audience, but I think that's important, because you can't just, you know, forget and cut off all of the people that wouldn't want to watch Mean Girls and stuff like that. And lastly, how would you reach our target audience? Well, as well as the trailer, we're going to be creating a poster and stuff like that, which again, we want to use the conventional codes and conventions to reach our target audience. So we're going to use the stereotypically, you know, pink writing, things that you would see on a chick flick movie poster as well.
Yeah, and in addition to that, we've also got to make a magazine cover. We'll make sure that the magazine that we'll be designing it for will be a magazine that is for our target audience. We're not going to put it on the Times or Rolling Stone. It's going to be something that appeals to teenagers, something that's going to interest them, and that's a great way of advertising our film to our intended target audience.
Yeah, and I think that's it. So thank you for listening.